What's going on, guys? The Barber Phil here, back again with another haircut tutorial. Today's cut, as you can see, it's blonde hair with a little bit of red mixed in. We're going to take this up mid to high bald fade on the sides, texture the top a little bit. He just kind of gets up and goes. Works on the farm whenever he's not going to school, so he prefers it shorter on the side, and just kind of do whatever he needs to do, throw on a hat and hop on the tractor and go. So we're going to start things off. I saturated the hair, we sectioned it out. We're going to set up with block graduation so that we can leave weight around the perimeter here, and then we will do our fade up into this weight that we're leaving. So you're combing up through the hair, holding it in between your pointer and your middle finger, bracing the middle finger flush to the parietal ridge there, and then you angle the pointer finger, the top finger out. It's the same technique that I use whenever I do clipper over comb. And as you can see, we did take the sides down, but we left weight. Now we're going to come in, and we are using the Cordless Senior modified with the Andis Master blade. This is an open 3-guard. We're flicking up through and out at the top, right through this weight. So I'm about a week in using the power clips and the 245 power mat, and I promise you guys, if I'd have known how much it was going to improve my haircut time and then the efficiency, because your clippers are always fully charged, I would have done this a long time ago. I'm going to have the link in the description of this video to Sean Cuts Hair, to his channel. He's got a really good in-depth review of how the mat works, how the clips work. And so take a second after this video is over, go do that. If you don't have a power mat, I highly suggest take a look at tune45.com and consider investing in one of those. I promise you, you won't regret it. This is the my Babyliss Fx trimmer. We set in our bald line. As you can see, I did the lineup on the C cup so that I had a reference point. So we went about halfway down the C cup, and then we're going to arch it around the ear and then drop it down in the back a little bit. Now we're coming in with a no guard with the lever wide open. We're going to come through about half of this section here that we created with that 2-guard. Then we will close the lever up halfway. We'll go about halfway to 3/4 of the way up through that section we just did. Then we will close it all the way up, bump out that bottom line. If need be, we'll come back in with our trimmer and we will flick out at that bottom line, and we'll get right into the fade above that, going up into the weight. So now we're going to connect the open section and that bald area at the bottom to the weight that we created with block graduation. We're going to do that by using a 1-guard open, and we're going to flick out up into the weight. And then I personally decided in this particular haircut with this hair texture, we're going to skip the half open one and the closed one. We're going to go straight into an open 0-guard, and then we will close that up at the bottom. That pretty much eliminates all the section there. And then we're going to use clipper over comb. And it's the same technique that I use with block graduation. You scoop the comb up through the hair, and you hold the bottom part of the comb flush to the head, and you angle out the teeth at the top. You can kind of see right there early on what I mean. And then you run that blade straight across there. So basically, because you're angling it out, you're over directing the hair up. You're going to cut all the excess hair off, and then whenever it falls back down, it's going to leave the weight that you're looking to leave, but it's also going to help blend it in and remove, unnecessary bulk. So we're going to continue the block graduation back in the crown area, and here at Clutch we make it a point to make sure we leave weight in the crown area so that it lays down. The last thing that we do, unless requested by our client, is slap a 2 or 3 guard on there and just wipe that crown off. That's the lazy way of doing barbering. So if you guys don't know how to do block graduation or clipper over comb to leave weight, take a minute. Watch some of the videos. My videos here, I use a lot of clipper over comb and then block graduation. Sean Cuts Hair as well. Cuts by Coast. We all use block graduation to leave weight in the perimeter and the crown. Take a minute, check those out. Alright, now that rant is over with, we're going to get into the back. I did speed the back up quite a bit here in a second once I remove all this bulk. But you set in your bald line in the same spot. We knew we wanted to drop it down a little bit in the back so that we could leave the weight in the crown area and it would have something to sit on. You're going to come in, do the same exact steps, I'm gonna let this ride for a second, and then we'll pick it up on the left side. Alright guys, after this video is over, do me a favor, head over to the link that's in the description for the Tune 45 Online Academy. Give that a look. It's a $20 a month subscription-based academy. You're going to learn from Dre Cut It Out, S-Craft Blends, Get Beam, Sean Cuts Hair, and Chris Bosio. You're going to have in-depth tutorials, not your 15-minute sped-up tutorials like here on YouTube. It's going to be the full 30 to 45-minute cuts. They're going to slow it down, draw on the screen, pause it, answer your questions directly, and sometimes they even have all 5 of them on at the same time. So you're going to get 5 of the top minds in the industry all on at one time. It's well worth it. Go check that out, guys. So we did the block graduation just like we normally do. Hold the hair between your middle and your pointer finger. Middle finger is kind of like your guideline. You're going to hold that flush to the parietal ridge, carry that down all the way to meet the back weight area. Hold the top finger out away from the head. That's going to over direct the hair out so that you don't cut it too short. And then we're going to get right into the fade on the side. So what we did there was we did the C cup so that we had the same reference points to go by on this left side as we did the right side. So we're going to use the middle of the C cup as our guide, arch it over the ear and meet it up to the bald section in the back. Now we're going to use this is my Cordless Senior modified with the Andis Master blade. Head over to Filthy Blends Instagram and you can pick up that modification to be able to use your Senior or your Magic Clip, but use the Andis blade. It's an awesome combination. I'm loving it so far. I may actually make 2 and have 2 of them, even though it's a little overkill. Whatever. Now we got the open 2 guard just below that 3, flicking out up into that weight. And then we're going to come in. See, I did this side a little bit different. You know, I don't particularly know why this time, but you get the same result. We did the open 1 guard up into the 2 we just did, and then we'll connect it all by doing the open section and the 0 guard, and it all blends together the same way. So you can get an end result taking different paths. It's just a matter of what path works best for you. So maybe you took something away from this side that you didn't from the other side. So here's the open no guard. Close it up halfway, probably close it up all the way. Yep. Flick out that bottom line. Guess what? It's blended out 2 totally different ways. We faded basically top to middle and then bottom to middle on the right side. On the left side here, we faded from top down. Now we're going to come back in and kind of refine it. This is, I believe, the 0 guard, opening and closing it using the corners, just hitting dark spots, and we get the same result. So right there must have been a spot that I didn't feel like I could get with the open 1 or the closed 2 with the Andis purple guard. So I grabbed the Wahl Premium 1.5, knocked that spot out, and then we got right into removing some more of the weight with clipper over comb. We're going to come in now with blending shears, soften up this perimeter a little bit more, add a little bit of texture. This will allow the hair to lay a little bit softer, and then we're going to get right into cutting the top. So we broke the top down into a few sections as well. I actually parted the hair down the middle, combed it off to both sides. I did the right middle first. Now we're doing the outside on the right here, where you can see me kind of over directing it off to the side. This way, whenever he gets up, whichever way his hair falls or is laying, it'll never be an undercut, if you will, because the top will always fall down into the weight we left with the block graduation. We'll do the same thing to this side, and then we'll come back in here in a minute, go down through the middle, take out those peaks, and this will be a very nice balanced men's like squared up haircut, which is what we're going for. So as much as I hate to do it, guys, I have a confession to make. I know I have harped for a couple weeks now, a couple videos, that I'm going to either A, get a new camera, or I'm going to figure out what the deal is with mine as far as missing clips. Well, guess what? This video was recorded a few weeks back. Finally decided to post it, got to looking at it. I didn't get the final spin around. So use these next couple clips as the final product. I'm going to go in. This is taking out the peaks in the top. I'm going to use the 13T blending shears, cross section the top to add texture. But this is basically it, guys. So my apologies again. So that about does it for this video, guys. As always, I appreciate the support for the channel. Thank you to those that have been with me from the beginning. I welcome the new ones to the channel right now. Thank you guys for coming in. Those of you that are checking this video out but aren't subscribed, take a second, do that. Hit that notification bell. I promise you, you're going to get content from me every Sunday, every Wednesday. My short-term goals, 300 subs in the next month or so, 500 by the next, 3 or 4 months, 5 months down the road, and then obviously 1,000 subscribers by the end of my first year. I'm going to grind this thing out. We're going to see it through. I got two options. We're going to make it or make it. And I know the guys here at Clutch are going to be cracking up whenever they hear me say that, but I can't help it. I'm going to see this thing through. I didn't start this channel just to let it die off. We're going to grind it out, see it all the way through, and we're going to keep growing. And I want you guys to come with me. Until the next video, guys, later.